Imagine pouring all your energy into earning a woman's respect, endless kindness, extravagant gifts, constant attention only to watch it slip further away. It feels like chasing a shadow, doesn't it? Yet, countless men fall into this trap, believing that generosity and persistence will somehow make her value them more. The harsh reality? This approach not only fails, it drains you emotionally and feeds her contempt. Chapter 1. When respect runs dry, the root of her contempt here lies the first fall, mistaking effort for respect. When you buy her approval, you teach her that your value depends on your gifts and your attention. You become predictable, a resource to exploit. Every time you bend over backwards, she learns she can control you with little more than indifference or coldness. And the more you give, the more she takes without gratitude, without respect. From a Stoic viewpoint, this dynamic is not just unhealthy, it's a surrender of your dignity. The Stoics remind us that our self-worth cannot be handed over to external forces, especially not to someone who shows no regard for it. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that control lies over our own mind, not over external events or other people's opinions. By relying on her respect, you give her power over your peace of mind, and that is the true loss. Here comes the crucial turning point. Understanding that respect is never earned by buying it. When a woman expects gifts or endless attention to treat you with respect, she is not honoring you, she is manipulating you. And as long as you let her, this will continue, sinking you deeper into emotional dependence. So how do you break free? By stopping. Stop spending your time, your energy, your money on someone who clearly devalues you. Cut the supply that fuels her power over you. When she realizes her tactics no longer work, when the well runs dry, confusion sets in. She questions her control because the man she once commanded no longer reacts as before. This is where the scales begin to tip. A Stoic man discerns between genuine interest and interest bought with favors. Emotional intelligence is your shield now. You are no longer her ATM, her servant, her doormat. You reclaim your dignity by refusing to be the source of her contempt. But beware, the path is not easy. Giving up on buying respect feels like losing something precious. Yet in reality, you are shedding chains. The man who persists in buying respect only traps himself in disappointment and disrespect. The fault lies with him, not her. And this is the first necessary fall, a painful realization that only comes when you stop playing by her rules and start playing by yours. Chapter 2. The Power of Indifference. Your strongest weapon from a young age. We learn to reward good behavior and ignore the bad, whether with pets or people. This rule applies especially in relationships. Yet, when a woman starts showing disrespect, many men abandon this wisdom, reacting emotionally, desperate to win her back. This is where most men lose their way. Stoicism teaches mastery over one's emotions and the power of indifference. When she belittles you or treats you with contempt, your instinct may be to chase her harder to prove your worth, to fix what feels broken. But this only feeds the fire of her disrespect. Imagine this. She taunts, mocks, or dismisses you. Your reaction is to seek her approval more desperately than ever. What message does this send? That her behavior, no matter how damaging, will never cost her your attention. You become a man who tolerates mistreatment in exchange for scraps of affection. Here lies the second fall, the trap of emotional reaction. By chasing, you strengthen her contempt, confirming that you are under her control. Instead, a Stoic embraces indifference, not coldness, but a refusal to be manipulated by her games or her attitude. Indifference is a powerful form of control. When you withdraw your attention, you force her to confront an unexpected reality, loss of influence. No one likes to be ignored, especially someone used to dominance. Her tactics lose power when they no longer provoke a response. The silence. you maintain is louder than any argument or confrontation. It signals that you will no longer be a plaything to her whims. This is the moment of true transformation. The more you withhold your attention, the more you regain control. She realizes. Her behavior pushes you away rather than pulling you in. This awareness can be a catalyst for change. She may begin to rethink her actions, not because she suddenly respects you, but because the possibility of losing you becomes real. And loss is a force that awakens regret faster than any apology. If you want her to regret her contempt, the answer is deceptively simple. Stop giving her your emotional energy. Stop validating her disrespect. By embodying this indifference, you reclaim your self-respect and emotional freedom. You are no longer a victim of her manipulation, but a man who stands firm, calm, and unmoved. In the process, you show that respect cannot be demanded or bought. It is earned by those who refuse to be broken or controlled. And with this shift, you take your first real step toward ending her contempt and restoring your true value. Chapter 3. Reclaiming your power. The Stoic path to self-respect. When a woman disrespects you or dismisses your feelings, it can feel like her opinion defines your worth. But this is an illusion, a dangerous one. What's truly happening is that you're surrendering your personal power, giving her control over your emotions, decisions, and ultimately, your life. Stoicism teaches us the exact opposite. Control lies within. Your mind, your choices, your reactions, these are yours. Alone. External events, including her disrespect, do not diminish your true value unless you permit it. This moment, when you decide to reclaim your power, is pivotal. It starts with a fundamental Stoic belief. No one has the right to undermine your dignity or treat you as less than you are. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, reminds us that you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Internalizing this wisdom changes everything. Her contempt becomes an external noise that need not penetrate your inner peace. To reclaim your power, you must set firm boundaries. Don't allow her disdain to dictate your actions or self-image. You owe no one proof of your worth, especially not to someone blind to it. Epictetus taught that it's not what happens to us, but how we respond that matters. This response is not about bitterness or revenge, but about rising above the pettiness and regaining control of your life. Focus on your growth and well-being. Your value is not measured by her opinion, but by the standards you uphold for yourself. As you stand firm, something remarkable happens. Her influence over you fades. Control she once wielded, born of your dependence, disappears. This can ignite regret in her, the bitter realization that she lost a man who refused to be broken. Ironically, by reclaiming your power, you begin attracting those who truly respect and value you. People who do not need to belittle others to feel important. This is the path to true freedom, emotional freedom, and the foundation of healthy relationships based on mutual respect. So take the steps now. Reclaim your life, rediscover your worth, and leave behind those who never knew how to respect you. Remember Seneca's timeless words. No one can put a chain around your neck without your consent. You are always the most important person in this story. Chapter 4. Moving forward with strength. Breaking free from contempt. One undeniable truth rooted in Stoic wisdom is this. If a woman disrespects you, it's often because she senses power over your emotions. She detects your dependence, your willingness to give in, and she exploits it. This is where you must take full responsibility for allowing that dynamic to persist. Stoicism teaches that control over your mind and actions is fundamental. You cannot change another person's behavior, but you can decide how to respond. To break free from contempt's cycle, you must show her, and more importantly, yourself, that you are not bound by her whims. You have options, and you are unafraid to use them. Too often, men become emotionally dependent, always available, always waiting. This only confirms her belief that she can treat you as she pleases. The Stoic response is unwavering firmness. Stand your ground. Make it clear you demand a relationship built on mutual respect, not manipulation. If she chooses to play games or demean you, let her go without hesitation. Redirect your energy toward someone who shares your principles and values you for who you truly are. This is no game of power. It's reclaiming your own. Setting boundaries that reflect your self-respect is an act of strength, not weakness. Walking away from toxicity sends a powerful message. You know your worth and refuse to settle for less. If she cares, she will recognize that her behavior drives you away and that you're ready to move on to someone deserving of your respect. Imagine calmly telling her that you will no longer tolerate being second best, that you seek genuine connection, and if she cannot offer respect, you are willing to leave. That moment changes the dynamic entirely. You are no longer the one begging for attention. You become the man who stands firm and refuses to be manipulated. Often, this awakens regret. She realizes she can no longer control or disrespect you, and the respect she denied becomes something she must now earn. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about showing that you value yourself too much to accept mistreatment. Remember, the most important person in this equation is you. You deserve to be with someone who honors and appreciates your worth. Moving forward is not just survival. It's a commitment to yourself and your standards. Don't look back. Your future holds the promise of a relationship that truly honors who you are. Chapter 5. The Quiet Strength of Self-Respect. Why silence speaks louder than words in the midst of conflict and contempt. It's easy to think that arguing, explaining, or defending yourself will restore respect. But from a Stoic perspective, true power lies not in noise, but in silence. When a woman disrespects you, responding with anger or pleading only confirms her control over your emotions. It feeds the cycle of contempt and dependence. Instead, embrace the strength found in calm and quiet self-respect. Silence is not surrender. It is a refusal to engage on terms that degrade your dignity. It's a statement that you will not be drawn into petty conflicts or manipulations. Imagine the impact of your absence, not just physical, but emotional. When you withdraw your reactions, your anger, your desperation, you become an enigma she cannot manipulate. This silence unsettles her because it signals that you are no longer available to be controlled. It forces her to confront the reality of losing her influence. Silence also creates space for reflection, both for you and for her. It is a powerful tool for resetting boundaries and reclaiming emotional balance. In practicing silence, you demonstrate mastery over yourself. You show that your worth does not depend on her approval or acknowledgement. The Stoics taught that inner peace comes from within, not from the opinions of others. By embodying this principle, you become a man whose value is unshakable. This quiet strength often leads to regret in those who mistreat you, not because they suddenly respect you, but because they recognize what they are losing. More importantly, it attracts people who value you genuinely, people who respect the calm confidence of a man who knows his worth. So when contempt arises, remember, your greatest response is often no response. Let your silence speak louder than any argument. In that silence lies your true power, the power to end contempt and reclaim your place of honor. Chapter 6. Boundaries as shields. Protecting your worth. Setting boundaries is often misunderstood as building walls or pushing people away. But from a Stoic perspective, boundaries are shields, necessary defenses that protect your dignity and well-being. When a woman disrespects you without clear boundaries, you become vulnerable to repeated offenses. Boundaries communicate what you will and will not accept, and they establish respect through action, not words. A man who knows his worth sets firm limits and enforces them calmly and consistently. This isn't about punishment or threats. It's about self-respect and practice. For example, refusing to engage in disrespectful conversations, declining to respond to manipulative behavior, or walking away when mistreated are all boundary-setting acts. These actions teach that disrespect has consequences. They signal that you won't tolerate being demeaned or undervalued. In Stoicism, boundaries help maintain inner tranquility by preventing external chaos from infiltrating your mind. By protecting your space, you preserve your emotional energy for those who deserve it, those who honor and uplift you. Without boundaries, contempt flourishes. With them, you create an environment where respect is the norm, not the exception. Remember, boundaries are not walls to isolate, but fences that mark where your dignity begins and ends. Master this, and you transform from a passive target into an empowered guardian of your worth. Chapter 7. Embracing detachment, freedom from emotional chains. One of the greatest lessons Stoicism offers is the power of detachment, not as cold indifference, but as freedom from emotional enslavement. When you cling to a woman's respect or affection, you bind yourself to her whims, her moods, and her control. This attachment makes you vulnerable to contempt and manipulation. Detachment means accepting that her behavior is outside your control. It means valuing yourself independently of her actions or opinions. By embracing detachment, you break free from the emotional chains that tie your self-worth to another's approval. This doesn't mean you stop caring or become indifferent to relationships. Instead, you cultivate an inner fortress of stability that no external storm can shake. Epictetus advised focusing only on what is within your power, your own thoughts, choices, and responses, not on the unpredictable actions of others. When you practice detachment, you preserve your peace and dignity, even when faced with disrespect. This freedom allows you to engage with others authentically, without fear of rejection or contempt. Detachment is not resignation but empowerment. The courage to love and connect without losing yourself. By mastering detachment, you make her contempt powerless. She can no longer diminish you because your worth is anchored within. This is the final step toward reclaiming your respect and inspiring genuine regret, not through games, but through unshakable self-possession. Chapter 8. The final victory. Walking away with honor. The true test of your strength lies not in winning her respect, but in knowing when to walk away without bitterness, without regret, but with honor. Stoicism teaches that our worth is not granted by others, but is inherent, rooted deep within our character. When a woman refuses to respect you, no amount of pleading or persistence will change her heart. The final fall, then, is accepting this truth and choosing yourself over someone who cannot see your value. Walking away is not defeat, it is victory. It is reclaiming your time, energy, and dignity. By leaving behind contempt and disrespect, you open the door to healthier relationships where respect flows both ways and where your worth is acknowledged. This decision requires courage grounded in self-respect and clarity. Imagine the power in calmly turning your back on what no longer serves you, knowing you walk toward a future defined by your own standards. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that life is short, and to waste it on someone who disrespects us is a disservice to ourselves. This is the ultimate expression of Stoic wisdom: to live in accordance with your values, to protect your peace, and to never settle for less than you deserve. In this way, you make her regret losing you, not through games or manipulation, but by living fully and with unshakable dignity. The respect you seek begins within. When you honor yourself, others cannot help but follow. So take this final step with confidence. Walk away with honor and let your life be the testament to your worth. The path of the Stoic man is not easy, but it is the path to true freedom. Respect and inner peace. Chapter 9. Embrace the power of letting go. The strength in release. Letting go may be the hardest step, yet it is also the most liberating. In Stoicism, we learn that what lies outside our control should never disturb our inner peace. Often, the contempt and disrespect you feel are signals that the relationship has reached its end. Holding on only prolongs your pain and suffering. Fear of loss or loneliness can cloud your judgment, making it difficult to see reality clearly. But letting go is not surrender or weakness. It is a profound act of strength and self-respect. It shows you know your worth, that you deserve better, that you deserve honor and respect. If she refuses to offer you that respect, it is time to release her from your life. Hesitation to let go usually springs from fear, the anxiety of never finding someone better or of being alone forever. But the truth is, letting go creates space. Space for new connections with people who value you genuinely, not just for what you can give, but for who you truly are. Think about it. Often, it is only after you let go that she realizes what she lost. The void left by your absence stirs regret, if anything real remains in her feelings. Yet, remember, letting go is not a tactic to make her regret. It is reclaiming your own well-being. It frees you from a draining situation that limits your happiness. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our reactions. By releasing what is beyond your power, you regain control over your life and emotions. You are no longer a hostage to our attitudes or actions. Letting go is not just walking away. It is moving toward a fuller, better version of yourself. Do not let fear hold you back. This step can mark the beginning of a new chapter, rich with possibility. Have the courage to leave behind what no longer serves you. Watch as life opens doors to better opportunities and meaningful connections. And most importantly, you are never truly alone. By freeing yourself from what isn't meant for you, you open the path to a life where you are valued for your true self. In the end, the greatest power lies not in making her regret, but in finding the strength to move forward with dignity and unwavering self-respect. Chapter 10. Cultivate a life beyond the relationship. The Stoic focus on self-growth. Of the gravest errors many men make is placing their entire life at the mercy of a relationship, especially when faced with contempt or indifference. Instinctively, you might double down, believing that sacrifice and endless efforts will restore her affection and respect. But this mindset is a dangerous trap the Stoics warn against. True fulfillment lies in focusing on what is within your control and letting go of what is not. When your relationship becomes your universe, you hand your power to someone who no longer values it. This act of self-abandonment erodes your self-esteem and fuels a negative dynamic. Picture yourself as a skilled craftsman, capable of creating beauty and value. Yet you waste your energy trying to fix a broken tool. The more time you devote to repairing what is beyond repair, the less you have for creating something new and meaningful. The same is true for a toxic relationship. The more you invest in it, the more you neglect your own growth and potential. The Stoic approach is to redirect your energy toward enriching your life beyond that relationship's limits. Advance your career, pursue passions, cultivate hobbies that bring joy, strengthen friendships, forge new connections, seek experiences that broaden your perspective. By doing so, you show that your happiness does not depend on external approval. This shift restores self-esteem and sends a powerful message. You don't beg for respect, you demand it. Living a purposeful, authentic life changes the dynamic. When she sees you no longer cling desperately, she may question her behavior and regret her treatment of you. But the true victory is your personal transformation. By cultivating a rich, fulfilling life independent of anyone. You gain clarity and strength to choose your path, whether to give her another chance or to move forward with dignity. Stoicism teaches your power lies within. By focusing on your actions, mindset, and growth, you free yourself from negativity's chains and become someone others naturally respect. Best of all, you earn respect by living authentically, never begging for it. Chapter 11. Embrace complete detachment, mastering emotional independence. One of the most powerful Stoic strategies to face contempt or indifference is embracing complete detachment. This principle goes far beyond mere indifference. It demands genuine emotional independence. Detachment is not a tactic or act of coldness, but a profound mindset shift, a transformation in how you perceive yourself and the situation. Let's be honest, detachment is difficult, especially when emotions run deep. You may still care for her, but the Stoic truth is clear. Your peace and happiness should never hinge on another's actions. Detachment restores control over your emotions and, by extension, the situation. Imagine a woman used to manipulating your feelings, accustomed to you chasing her when she distances herself. This gives her a false sense of power, the illusion that she dominates your will. But when you adopt Stoic detachment, you break this cycle. The moment you stop letting her actions affect you, the dynamic shifts. She loses the influence she once had. This strikes her ego profoundly. Stoic detachment means remaining serene and balanced, regardless of her behavior. You don't react to provocations or seek her validation. You continue your life as if her actions don't matter. This calm independence communicates that your self-esteem is anchored within, not dependent on her. Remember Epictetus' teaching. Focus only on what you can control, your thoughts and actions. By embodying this, you show her that attempts to manipulate or control you are futile. She notices she no longer holds the reins, and this unsettles her. Faced with losing control, she must reconsider her behavior. Your indifference forces reflection on how she treated you. She sees that her disrespect could cost her forever losing you, something she likely never expected. No one wants to lose what they took for granted, especially too late. Maintaining Stoic indifference is vital, not just to regain dignity, but to earn true respect. You become a man who knows his worth and refuses manipulation. When she realizes she has lost you, she may unexpectedly try to win you back. Stay firm in your detachment. Let your calm resolve speak louder than words. This, you reclaim control and reinforce your rightful respect. This is Stoicism applied. He who masters himself masters the situation. Chapter 12. The power of self-respect, your unshakable foundation. Let's be clear. The deepest way to make a woman regret not respecting you is by cultivating and demonstrating unshakable self-respect. Stoicism teaches that how others treat you often reflects how you value and treat yourself. If contempt has seeped into your relationship, it's crucial to realize that this behavior not only reveals her attitude, but also reflects your own standards and self-esteem. You cannot control others' actions, only your reactions. Regaining respect begins with how you choose to respond. When you raise your self-respect, you set a clear standard, a line others must not cross if they wish to remain in your life. This isn't arrogance or pride, but an understanding of your intrinsic worth and a refusal to accept anything that diminishes. It takes time to evaluate your boundaries. Are they firm and clear? Do they honor your value? For instance, if a woman belittles or manipulates you, a Stoic response might be a calm, sincere statement. I value our relationship, but I also value myself. The way things are doesn't align with my self-respect. Such words communicate your expectations clearly and put the ball in her court. Maintaining these standards earns respect and reinforces your value. Often, she reconsider her behavior, recognizing she crossed a line you won't tolerate. She may come to admire your strength and as a result, regret her actions. In the end, respect is mutual, but starts within you. The moment you truly respect yourself is the moment others have no choice but to respect you or risk losing you. This is Stoic wisdom in action, standing firm in your values, maintaining composure, and letting others adjust to the standards you set. Chapter 13. Prioritize yourself. The ultimate act of self-respect will have reached the most decisive step on your path to reclaim dignity and self-respect. Prioritizing yourself. In seeking respect and handling contempt. Many men face a harsh truth. They should never have to fight so hard to earn someone's respect. The choice isn't about her or whether she regrets what she lost. It's about you and how you choose to live your life. Choosing yourself is the most powerful, definitive act you can take. It declares that you recognize your worth and refuse to trade dignity for scraps of attention. By choosing yourself, you send a clear, unshakable message to the universe. I am enough. I am complete. I accept only what honors and values me. This final step closes the door on toxicity, disrespect, and emotional manipulation that trained you for so long. You free yourself to be who you truly are, pursue what you deserve, and refuse to settle for less. By choosing yourself, you become the protagonist of your own story. Your needs, dreams, and well-being take their rightful place. Remember the Stoic teaching. Power lies in controlling your reactions, not others' actions. Prioritizing yourself distances you from those who don't respect you and embraces self-control. You focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and self-respect. Imagine redirecting energy spent on someone who barely acknowledges your efforts into your self-pursuing passions, caring for your well-being, and surrounding yourself with those who value you. The dynamic shifts. She notices you're no longer available for her whims, feels the loss of your attention and care. In that moment, regret may arise. She realizes what she lost because you showed your value doesn't depend on her recognition. This is how you make a woman regret not respecting you, not by changing her mind, but by changing your focus. By rising above, you naturally distance yourself from those who don't value your essence, making space for those who do. Respect, dignity, and value in relationships depend not on others, but on how you value yourself. Should never have to fight for something that should be naturally yours. Prioritizing yourself is the most impactful decision you can make. When you do, those who don't appreciate you move away, while those who recognize your true essence draw closer. This transformation starts within you, and only you can begin it. The power is in your hands. You have the ability to shape your life. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and Stoic strength. If this content helped you reclaim your power and dignity, please like, subscribe to Stoic Alchemist, and hit the bell so you don't miss a lesson. Share your experience in the comments with the phrase, I prioritize my worth, and join this community that strives to live with respect and authenticity. Until next time, stay strong and continue to be the master of your destiny.